The word.
This is the synopsis of my magical formula. This is the synopsis right here. This one phrase is how I've been able to do everything that I do. I'm going to break it down for you into my recipe of my formula. But this is the cake. This is the end result. Is that I outwork the work every trip. I got this saying one day, I think it was on Periscope or Snap or one of my many platforms that I juggle. And a lot of times I'll be snapping while I'm Periscope while I'm snapping. Then I download my Periscope to YouTube and post it later. Then I'll take a clip from that Periscope and put it on my IG.
Yes, yes.
I outwork the work. And I'm going to give you some formulas for doing that. But where I got this from is because I'm going to give you guys some stories. I'm going to write this down really quick before I forget. I'm going to give you the story that really sticks out of my mind, again, that made me me. These are the intangibles that all of you can run with. So I have something called BBBP. And BBBP breaks down to 1, burning desire. 2, big, audacious goals. 3, actually, I don't even want to number them. I'm going to hyphen them, bullet point them. But you can number them if you want. Be intentional. You guys will always hear me say that if you follow me. One of my favorite words. And this is a very simple one. Persist. This is the magic formula to achieving anything great in life and maximizing your fullest potential in whatever you do. Rico could teach you how to wholesale or flip or buy and hold or cut hair or sell ice cream, whatever it is you want to do. But if you can't do this, if you don't have these core ingredients, you'll never be great. You might be okay, but you'll never reach your maximum potential. We got to underline this. This is so important. It deserves to underline. So what made me think about this, and this phrase popped up in my head, was because I thought about one day on Scope, I pictured me, I remember one day, I was 17 years old, this was my senior year of high school, when I was hustling, selling drugs, and I was playing basketball, and I was going to alternative school. But I was hustling on the block. And so I had my bags of coke, and it was a weekday, and I'm standing out there in the winter time. I had a blue Haley Hansen bubble coat on, and it reversed to red. I remember, reversible jacket. My mom ordered off like I forgot what it was called, like Finger Hut, like one of the kind of Finger Hut magazines or whatever. She ordered this jacket for me, whatever it was. But I'm standing on the block. I remember I started. It was like 10 of us on the block. It's cold. It's December in New Jersey. Then it's like 8 of us on the block. Then there's 6 of us on the block. There's like 4 of us on the block. Now it's like 12, 1, 2 in the morning. I got school the next morning. I got basketball practice. But I still had 3 bags left. I'm like, I made my mind at the time. I said, yo, I'm not leaving the block till I sell all my work. And so everybody ended up leaving. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm standing there in the cold. I'm freezing. But I had made up my mind. I want to add something to this. This is like our asterisk of BBDP. Be crazy. I made up my mind that I was not leaving until I sold everything I had, and I didn't. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I look down the street and I see somebody, and I'm like, yeah. Here they come walking, and they wanted 3 for $50. I sold it. I'm gone. I had a level of dedication that was insane. And that even started even back to when I was younger. And it's a silly story, but I'm telling you, this is the stuff that made me me. It was a burning desire that I created within myself. And there's two phases when this first happened. One, I remember being in Plainfield, New Jersey. And remember, we were extremely poor. So I remember being so poor that when like Atari and like Sega Genesis and like Nintendo was out, we had a TV that like had no cable but had like static channels on it. So I would sit in front of the static channels and act like the white and black static was like a game. Like that was my video game. I would watch the black and white static and pretend I was playing a video game. So I remember one time going to the lot across the street, and there were these flowers that everyone said, I forgot what they're called, but they're like white flowers. And like they like blow in the wind, you would catch them.
Dandelion?
Not dandelions, like something else. You catch them and you wish.
Little cotton, like.
Yeah, little cotton ones, yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Not a 40 clover, no, it's like some white cotton like that flower.
That's the dandelion.
Is my water back there? Is that water back there that I have? Please. So anyway, I remember being like 6, 7 years old and catching one of these in an empty vacant lot in our apartments, you know, across the street. Thank you, King. And I remember wishing for $1 million trillion. I remember in this vacant lot by myself, like 6, 7 years old, like, yo, just like, God, I don't want to be poor anymore. I just wish my mom, we had $1 million trillion. Like, I had this burning desire since I was young not to be poor. Like, yo, I hated that. I don't want to curse if you got queens in the room. But I hated it. I hated it so bad from a young age. I hated going to the store with the food stamps. This is not when we had the little aid, whatever card you swipe. It was the real paper money food stamps. I hated that. I hated going to school and I had the blue free lunch tickets you had to hand. All the other kids were going to buy bagels and get juices, and all I could get was the one milk and whatever they gave us. I hated it so much. It created such a burning desire in me at a young age that I made up my mind at that time that I would not be poor. I already knew where I was going to be at 7 years old. I was never, ever going to settle for being broke, for being poor. That was never an option. So in 4th grade, when we're playing football up in my apartment complex, and we see a broken fish tank that has all these marbles outside this garbage can, and some cool little marbles in the fish tank. I pick them all up, put them in the bag. I go to school the next day, everybody wants them. So I sold the first marble for 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. Now I'm flying through these marbles. Everybody wants them. Until a couple of days later, I get down to my last 4 or 5 marbles, and now they're $1. In 4th grade, I learned supply and demand. Right. I only got a few left. Y'all really want them. Price don't went up. And what I did with the money I made, about $20 to $40 I made in 4th grade. It was around Mother's Day. They had a big Mother's Day thing where they bring the flowers in and the gifts and all of that. So I went and spent all the money and bought my mom flowers. And brought it home and got a beating for it because she's like, why the hell where you get the money from? And the school called home saying your son was soliciting in school. But my burning desire was always around me being the oldest, watching my mom be abused, watching us be poor. Like my circumstance created my burning desire. Not everyone's going to have my life's experiences, my life story, but we all need to find something that motivates you to have such a burning desire in your life that you're that committed to it, that you will outwork the work, that nothing will matter.